Bro. Dude. Ben. It's 8:30. You help me tape this up? And get the show. Sorry, I'm trying to flip it.
Good?
Yeah. That. Okay. This way.
I don't want to see your toes.
Reaches on it. Wait, let's see if we can. Yeah, it's fine. No, like all the way.
You just want to wrap around?
Yeah, because it's already like. Right? Or is that?
I guess it's. Yes, it's fine.
Now I can't really see if it looks.
Do you need to take it off?
Yeah, just hold it there. Hold it there.
This?
Yeah, physically hold it. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Just have to sort of stay in this. One big black bug bled blue. One big black bug bled blue black blood while the other black bug bled blue.
Yeah,
One big black bug bled blue black blood while the other black bug bled blue. One big black bug bled blue black blood while the other black bug bled blue. Oh shit.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Are you excited? I feel like this is gonna be.
For real,
Blast,
man.
yeah.
Yeah. He's gonna be like, dope.
It's gonna be like back when, like, remember second year when we had Miss Lawdale and it was just.
Yeah.
It was like
Forgot
really
about
rough.
her.
Yeah,
Where's my phone?
she was crazy.
Oh shit, man. That's my pants.
One big black bug bled blue black blood while the other black.
You see my pants? Dude, leave those.
It's hard to see who is in the stream.
Shut up, though.
See that?
I have to go back for that old cable.
This was kind of.
Yeah, but if I'm gonna have like curfews and shit.
I know. We can go to the salvage, like the local salvage room and find something else.
Okay.
Don't have to go back to that. Yes. There's still-
It's like a block away. Like I
It's
can run
yeah.
over.
Well, that's the problem.
Should I just
That's
run
why I
and
said
go?
we shouldn't know. I said we should go somewhere further.
I feel like I could run and get up.
Yeah, and then you will be running from the cops after that. One big black book bled blue black blood. Use this as a camera. Well, the other black bug bled blue. Do you already do warm-ups?
Yeah.
One big black bug.
Do you feel nervous? Wow, that looks great.
It's a good find. Do I feel nervous? No. I mean, I'm practicing. And it's gonna be like fun. It'll be loose, we'll be drunk.
Yeah.
Excited. Is this one
That
mine?
shit looks really fun. Yeah, yeah.
Tell what it looks like. Oh, shoot. I buttoned the vest before I put on the tie. Well, just one of life's little inconveniences. That seems wrong somehow. One big black bug. Wait, that car's been there, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
The blue Honda?
Yeah.
Now you're scaring me.
No, you're scared.
One big black bug. Red. How's it look?
Stupid in the shorts. And you have like the whole.
Looks good.
Okay, thanks, man.
This year's supposed to be sort of. You can wear my coat. I feel like the buttons are.
Oh, yeah, I had that fucked up.
See, now I have that. Button it all the way. Because, Freddie
it's
sort
just
of,
style.
yeah,
It's just style.
but just Freddie is just sort of like he's not.
So maybe we should be unbuttoned.
Yeah, it's a good idea. See, yeah. It's good. And the best.
No.
Should we- here come- And welcome to the first annual, hopefully there'll be more to come, Drunk
Arthur
Arthur
Miller.
Miller. My name is Miles Tuckermeyer,
My name is Ben Weir.
and we are both graduates from the NYU Tisch School of Drama. We were in Stella Adler. Woo! Class 2019. And yeah, I guess just a little background about this before we get into it. We were, I found myself tucking my coat as if I'm already in the play. I guess I'm a little in character already. When we were in NYU, in NYC, we went to, I would always go on TKTS, it's a great app, TKTS, and I would see Drunk Shakespeare all the time. And I'd say to Ben, like, what is this wacky, like, Drunk Shakespeare? I just can't imagine, because just to, like, to be in control of the bard's work, as we always say, takes complete focus, and that's what our professor, Mingley, would always tell us. Jonathan Mingley. And...
But then after going to so many years of college, you realize that just like the fun of theater is what it's really about. Because honestly, sorry, it's hard to see with the tape. The fun of theater is what it's really about. Because honestly, post-graduation, like, life just gets so serious and, like, so difficult in a few ways sometimes, but, like, having fun is what it's all about, and that's why we got into theater, right?
Exactly.
To have fun.
We're literally getting paid, or we literally would be getting paid to, like, mess around and, like, to play,
dress up.
to play, like
To
kids.
play.
But playing is an essential part of life. And that's what, and also acting brings back dead souls, other things like that. But basically, as getting back to my point, I was like, Drunk Shakespeare, that looks so weird. And so one day we're like, all right, let's go see Drunk Shakespeare. So we go to, I think it's 42nd and 8th Ave, don't quote me on that. And we walked up the stairs, and I was like, okay, is it just me, or this is nothing like a theater? This is like a little, like, library, sort of, like, with the seats. And we sat down, and it began, and it was, like, the funniest. It was, like, bringing fun back to Shakespeare, because they had little drinking games, they were drunk, but they were also doing the bard's
One of
work.
them was drunk.
One of them was drunk. People in the audience took shots, too, to make sure it was real, but they made sure that you took...
Yeah. Anyways, it was definitely real,
It was
and
real,
everyone
and they
was
were really
super drunk.
And so we were like, this is amazing, we have to get on this. We auditioned.
And so we thought, like,
There was
Yeah,
a lot of
we
people
auditioned.
auditioning.
There were a lot of people auditioning. Honestly, and balancing that with school would have
It
been,
would have
like,
been a night.
insane.
Yeah,
would have been a night. Like, would have been worth it.
With
But it
our
would have
acting,
been a fucking night.
because we're every year, for those of you who aren't in Tisch, that's such like I feel like Tisch, every time I say it out loud, it's like in
I feel,
For those who aren't in Tisch, you actually work on, for one whole year, you work on 5-minute scene. One 5-minute scene.
Just to get it.
Just get it really perfect. Which is just super helpful as an actor.
Yes.
And so we couldn't have handled the stress of both things anyways. But getting back to my point, we saw Drunk Shakespeare. Sorry, we tend to babble. We're actors, we like to talk. We're a little bit of narcissists.
As all actors are. No, he's leaving. Yeah, he's leaving. But anyways.
As actors are narcissists, blah, blah. But we saw Drunk Shakespeare, and then we thought, what about our idol?
How do we take this to our own homes? We're thinking top 3 playwriters. Number 1, Shakespeare.
So that one's
Number 2,
Arthur Miller.
And number 3.
Number 3, Eugene O'Neill.
Okay, yeah, Eugene O'Neill. Would have said Lin-Manuel Miranda, but I guess it's a little
we're
soon.
different. I'm sort of more on 3 white. But Arthur Miller, we said, okay, you're number 2, and we have been studying Arthur Miller, well, one specific scene.
Yes.
For all 4 years. But
All 4.
we thought, let's take this incredible idea that someone else already thought of and apply it to something that we want to do. That'll put us on the map, maybe be a little more unique than your regular like audition. You go to cycles.
Yes,
You
yes.
start a startup. You start a microbrewery. It collapses.
But that
You lose your
happens.
trust fund. All of that has happened. We've been through it all.
But we're here.
But we're here, and we're performing drunk.
Arthur Miller.
We're hoping to show you the great white playwright's, some of his best work. And we're going to do it a little drunk. Unlike Drunk Shakespeare, we're both going to be drinking.
Yes.
And we have, okay, so blah, 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 blah. Here's when it actually starts, okay? Shots. That was our theme song back freshman year. Here we have Barton, which we got from a guy outside. Things have been rough, personally, for both of us.
But
We did have,
But we're gonna.
but we're pushing
We're gonna
through,
turn
and
around.
with the power of theater, we're going to turn around, and hopefully this will put us on the map. If you know any agents or executives, anything like that, you can send them this video and say, tune in for a little bit of
Absolutely.
fun and theater.
Mm-hmm.
So this we have the drink, Barton.
We got also.
We got beers.
We got beers. Wait, am I in the frame?
So here's the rules. We're going to be performing. Well, let's not even say the play that we're performing. We're going to be performing. We're going to be performing.
Oh, we are gonna say My Brother's Keeper.
My Brother's Keeper. One of Arthur Miller's underrated classics, though I think that they're all underrated. Even the salesman, he gets
Yeah.
mad. He says, "Oh, they've won all these awards. I still think
Everyone
it's
knows
underrated."
that one, but it's okay.
We're going to be performing My Brother's Keeper by Arthur Miller, but with a little twist. Every time we say these three words,
The first one, jobs.
jobs. Second one, America. Third one, death.
Death or dead.
Or dead. Anything.
Or suicide or
Any-
kill.
yeah. I'm going to shoot. Then we're going to take a shot of Barton's.
Barton's.
And hopefully that'll get and then that'll just sort of loosen us up, and it'll be
Yeah.
like a fun, and we'll be like, oh, forgetting lines, it'll be really funny. And that's sort of what we're all about.
But no disrespect though.
No, we would never disrespect Arthur Miller or any of his family, because he is the second greatest playwright in history. Yeah. Oh, let's show it. Sorry, we forgot to do this. But just in case, if any agents are watching, or if they watch the live stream later.
Did you get mine? Or?
No, you're good. My name is this in frame. My name is Milo Turkemeyer. I am 5'9". Well, I was 5'8", 5'9" now, I think. I'm 127 pounds. I have green eyes, sparkling green eyes, sort of dirty blonde hair, I've been told by some, brown by others. I've got I'm sort of into accents. I'm more I do comedy and drama, and I'm also into musicals. I was thinking about transferring into the musical wing of NYU, but I decided to stick with Stella Adler because I loved the way that we focused on 5 minutes every year. I thought that was really constructive as an actor. And so yeah, Milo Turkemeyer, 5'8", green eyes, sandy blonde / brown hair, and I'm available for any job. Any job.
Do we still have that jar of peanut butter?
No cockroaches. We got pretzel nips over here.
Alright, here's my headshot. My name is Ben Weir. I am 6'1", 6'5" in heels. And this is my headshot. And just like Milo said, being more into musical theater, I'm actually more into like the film aspect of things.
He's a cinephile.
Guilty.
Go on and on
Like,
about The Shining.
like Kubrick is my king. Like, honestly. But
Trust me, he's not lying. Sorry.
I mean, you can interrupt me anytime as long as it's about Kubrick. But yeah, I'm really into, being like, I'm really into monologues and like being the straight man in comedy pieces. And I'm a little bit tall, and curly hair, sort of like
Leading man.
sort of a leading man. Also, the glasses kind of like a nerd look, which a lot of people are into
Mustache,
now.
sort of a serial killer. There's a lot of
It could be. Could
Oh,
be.
sorry, you're not Disney.
What? No. Yeah, I can grow facial hair. Obviously, it's real. Tug.
Oh,
and that's me. So,
And that's us.
yeah.
And we are a comedy duo also, and obviously, as you'll get to see tonight, a dramatic duo.
Ben WIER at NYU.edu.
Mine's MTM 500 at NYU.edu. That was before, because Ben got to be an intern professor in one of our classes, but I was more focused on the acting side, so I stick with the MTM
Cheers.
500. And cheers. Where's my acting side? Let's hold them up at the same time.
Okay.
Cheers. Now that we've gotten all that out of the way, let's have some fun, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's take a shot before we start, go over the rules one more time, and then begin this fabulous play that we memorized for a couple summers called My Brother's Keeper by Arthur Miller, one of the underrated masterpieces of our generation. So, shall we link arms? And
One. But okay, yeah. Let's do it twice. Alright. Attaboy.
where'd you get that?
Yeah.
Where did you get it?
We got it from. No, we gotta do this 4 more times.
That's how they do Drunk Shakespeare.
Yep. Alright. Yeah, that's how we should be. Like one of us takes a water bottle. Yeah. I mean,
Two is good.
we suck is this.
Because we're doing 2 people, and Drunk Shakespeare does 1 person, 4 shots.
So it adds up. This is
So remember-
legit. We suck as distillery and everything.
It's a wheelbarrow.
Where's the cat?
So,
Not
to
that
go
we're
over
gonna
the
be not that we're gonna be needing this. If we can make it through this.
So to just go over the rules, we're going to be performing Arthur Miller's My Brother's Keeper. The 3 words that make us take a shot are jobs, America, and death. We'll also drink beers periodically. Me and Ben are a little down.
Just to take the edge off.
Just to take the edge off. We're a little down on our life.
life.
And for those of you who are interested in our microbrewery, people said it went bankrupt, all these things, but we're actually still producing sort of homemade.
Sort of homespun.
Yeah, so hit us up about that.
Yes, unless you're the FDA, because
And if you're anti-drinking, well, sorry, that's sort of what Arthur Miller, Eugene O'Neill, all the great whites were all about.
Yeah.
So should we move my bed, or? It's kind of not that.
we can leave it. Yeah. I'll just probably like
Okay,
step
sure,
up.
take it.
Just the legs.
How does this work? Here we go. Welcome to the first annual edition of Drunk Arthur Miller.
Yeah, let's
Here
get
we go.
started.
Turn the lights on. This is My Brother's Keeper, Arthur Miller, Drunk Edition. No. Hey, what are you talking about? No, I told you specific. Hey, you're talking to Charlie Fondazzoni right here. No, not the other Charlie Fondazzoni. Don't be be a smart ass. Now listen, last week I called you. I said the casket would be $1,500. That's a lot of money, yeah? For a guy like me, that's a lot of grub. And you said, all right, $1,500, $1,500, $1,500. We both said it. And now you're calling me, telling me $1,700, $200 upcharge. And I'm confused as to why. I would just like you to explain to me as to why. Sorry, my brother came in. No. No, you listen to me. Hey! You son of a bitch. When I see you in person, I'm going to slap you so hard your teeth will come loose and you'll be talking like a jitterbug. You hear me? Put him on the line. Why don't you? Sorry, give me a second, alright? I'm in the middle of something.
Take your time, brother.
Yeah. Well, yeah, okay, I will. Alright, I will. I'll come down tomorrow and I'll see what's what and who's who, and you'll know who you're talking to when Charlie finds his own and he walks through the room. Alright? Bastard hung up on me.
How you been, Charlie?
How do you think I've been? Huh? What's this, huh?
This is my briefcase.
So put it down. What are you doing? Holding it around like a dunce? What's in there?
Oh, fuck. Just a bunch of light bulbs. What light bulbs? It's like $50
Don't
worth.
break it.
Okay.
What's in there, huh? Money from the big city? I don't want those blood money greenbacks in my home.
Hey, no money where I come from. All I know is my typewriter and my words. That's all a man has.
Alright. Same old Freddy. Jesus Christ. Comes in here acting like he's hot shit. Well, have a seat, I guess. It's good to see you finally. Want a drink or what?
I don't know.
I said you want a drink or what?
I'll take a water.
I'll take a water, he says. I'll take a water. I'm glad to see my old brother hasn't gone city on me. Take a water. What are you talking about? My mom's just died. I'm on the phone with the casket person, and he tells me that it's a $200 upcharge. You say I'll take a water. That's a problem with people in the city.
Brother, I'll take a whiskey ginger then.
First he says take a water, then he says to take a whiskey ginger. I tell you what, this is what we have in my house. We have whiskey, and we have ginger. Alright? We don't have whiskey ginger. You take a shot like a man. You understand me?
Then go fetch it for me then.
Alright, already. You're like a mosquito in my ear. Buzzing around, but it's nothing but blood.
You seem stressed, Chuck.
That's the thing right there. Coming to my home, after all the shit that we've been through, after all the shit that's happened to our family in the past 6 months, you call me Chuck, like we're old chums, alright? Coming here for the funeral, that's fine. I respect it. It's better than what Cousin Vinny, Cousin Vonnie, Cousin Vadusi have done. But you can't come in here calling me Chuck, alright? I make you a drink, let's drink and be quiet. Got a lot on my mind tonight.
Alright then. I'll call you Charles if that's what you prefer. That's what Mother always called you, huh?
Oh, because you know a lot about what Mother called me, huh?
Sorry, Charlie.
Yeah. Sorry does a lot of good these days. So much as a sorry could become a $100 bill.
Don't think that I don't take this shit rough when I'm down in my cellar and I'm writing my stories.
Oh,
Don't think this shit is
write your
affecting my
stories.
life.
Write your stories. Hey. Hey. Yeah, that's me. Charlie Fondazzoni. Some people call me Chuck, but not him. Trust me, not him. Boy's down at the construction yard. Been working there 17 years. It's been a good 17 years, too. I put in hard work, hard labor, and I pay for everything around the house. The lighting. It sparks up like lightning bugs in a July evening. The water. It runs like little guppies down the stream. The food. It comes to the table piping hot like coals in the engine. That's me, Charlie Fondazzoni. It's nice to meet you. This is my brother Freddie. Flew the coop 10 years ago to the city. To the city 10 years ago. Bright lights calling his name. Wanted to be a playwright, he said. As if that did anyone any good. My mother? Thanks for asking. She died just yesterday. That's why this bozo's down in my coop. He flew back to the nest. My father? I'd rather not speak about him now, if that's all right. Cheers. All right?
Cheers.
Can we just be brothers and say cheers?
Cheers to Mom and Pop.
Cheers to Mom. So what's with the job you have out there? Oh.
Shit.
Oh, God.
Here you go.
So the word jobs.
Oh, my job? Wait. Oh, my job?
Just this in the scene where I took the shot.
Look, Charlie, I tell you, Freddie, I tell you, wait, no, yeah, look, Charlie, I tell you, it's a lot of tough work. Something you wouldn't even understand if I told you.
You think I wouldn't understand? I'm out there 12 hours in the sun. Mississippi sun. Beaten down in the back of my neck. You think I wouldn't understand lifting cinder blocks every day?
Look,
Logs the size of my leg, huh?
Look, Charlie, I know you understand hard work. That's never what I said to you. I know you know hard work more than anyone in this family.
You're damn right I do.
I'm damn right I know. I know you know hard work. Listen, imagine being a writer every day. Imagine being on your job site, and you're trying to lift a log. And no matter how much you lift, nothing will lift it up.
What are you talking about hell right there? You're talking about a nightmare I'm living.
That's writing for you, baby. That's writing.
What do you mean? You haven't had an idea in years?
Look,
Thought you were some big shot in the city.
look, I don't know if I'm a big shot anymore. I might just be a phony.
Phony? What are you calling yourself a phony for?
My name's Fred. My name's Freddie Fondazzoni. I took my father's name. And these days, I've just been feeling like I need more than this life that's out here in this little Midwestern suburb. I've just been feeling like, ever since I was a teenager, I need to go off on my own path. I could be a star. I have ideas, I tell you. I have ideas about somebody in this place and somebody in that place doing all sorts of things. I see somebody driving in the car past me and I think, that guy has a story. I see the woman walking by in the stroller and I say, she has a story. Holy fuck. Get under.
looked like it was pulling in. It's good. I'm sorry, I got paranoid. I saw the headlights.
Everybody has a story, and that's how I feel. But I had to see more of this country that we call America, and that
America's one of the words. Drunk Arthur Miller, baby.
And my brother, God bless him, he could never understand that.
So you're a playwright, huh? You write what other people are doing while I'm doing what other people are doing. You understand me? You go to the city, you think you're a big shot, you're nobody. You're just a false ghost, writing what other people are doing.
Look, Charlie, I'm trying to be somebody here. All those stories you read when you go to church on Sunday, all those stories you read in your Bible, somebody wrote those stories. Somebody lived those stories, and somebody wrote those stories. And now you're reading those stories, and that means something.
So we agree.
That means something.
We agree. I'm a liver, and you're a writer.
Scene.
Then it's blackout.
Fuck, I keep breaking.
Move the light bulbs then. Jesus Christ. Alright. Wait. I've seen one coming from the...
Oh, we're coming from the casket guy.
Oh, shit. Here we go.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, that was some jig we pulled off.
Wow, we went to the casket seller, and he sold me down $800. I don't know how you city slicks do it. Maybe I underestimated you, Frey.
Look, Charlie, I gotta tell you, there's no honor in what I just did.
No honor? What are you talking about? This is Mom's funeral, huh?
This is what I'm talking about being a writer. That casket man, he has a job. He has a family. He's got to support them,
Well,
no matter what. And we just stole $800 from him. That's $800 for us, and $800 that could have went to him.
Well, so do I. I got a family to support. I got people that love me. I got to keep the lights on. I got to keep the water running.
Who loves you? Now that Mom's gone.
Just fucking go to bed.
Look, Charlie,
It's called
I didn't mean that.
Oh, you didn't mean it
Charlie,
after Diane left me? You didn't mean it. You didn't mean it. You don't understand half the struggle I've been through. I wake up every day at the crack of dawn and I go to work.
Is that on 9? This seems a little wrong. Right? Like this.
This is true.
It's all good. No, I was confused too. Like. Oh yeah, this feels right.
One day.
I'm just get into this.
We haven't gone past the first scene.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, no Diane's. Oh, after Diana left me, that's some rich joke. Well, one thing I can say to you is you would make an excellent scam artist out in this world, alright? I'm happy that you got this casket for Mom. You're always talking about the family this, the family that. Well, here's family for you, alright? $800 off that casket, not bad for me, Freddie. You're alright in my book. Just don't ruin it with your bitching and your moaning.
Alright, can we just drop the whole topic in that case?
Fine by me. I
Fine.
got other things to think about.
And let's have a fucking drink freaking drink while we're at it.
You can't even swear, huh? City slick, can't even swear. What's with that? drink we shall have, brother o' mine. Good God. I tell you, it's tough out here. It's tough out here. Some days, I don't even know what life's worth living for. You understand? What life's worth living for. You understand me? Some days I feel like taking a gun to my head and pulling the effing trigger. That's enough on my half.
Well, Charlie, I think you got a lot to live for.
Oh, really? Why's that, city slick?
Because by God, life is worth living. And that much I know.
How do you know that?
Well, maybe I haven't lived that much life. Maybe I've just been cooped up in my apartment, writing songs and writing plays. But by God, when I see the faces of these people, I know that life's worth living, by God.
But that's the thing, Fred. That's the thing. That's the hilarious thing about you. You walk around New York City thinking you're some big shot. You look at all these people who are dealing with their everyday lives, and you think, oh, this is beautiful, this is wonderful. And you turn around and you write about that. But you're not actually living that life. Because if you were, you wouldn't think it was so goddamn beautiful.
You don't think I suffer? You don't think the writer suffers in telling these stories? Every story I tell, I live the pain of that man and that man. I gotta tell you, it's a hard life. Having to live everyone's pain for them and put it into words. That's a tough gig.
Never thought about it that way, Freddie.
I know you never thought about it that way. Because what do you know outside of this damn town?
What I know outside of this damn town is that you're outside of this damn town. And I'm here with Ma, feeding her oatmeal every day until she passes away in a sleep. You know what the last words she said to me were?
I don't know, Charlie.
Family.
It is family one of the...
No, it's jobs, America. Death. Death is coming.
Shit on scenes was sad.
I know, this is really sad.
Sometimes, Charlie, I just wish it could be like the old days.
What do you mean, huh?
Just you and me being a fool riding bikes, coming home playing poker.
Poker and ball, I remember. That was back when we were kids. Now I'm a man, I got a construction job to look over, alright?
Now, why can't we be kids every once in a while? Why
Because
can't...
we're men now! Moms died!
After this scene, can I borrow the bucket? I really have to take a piss. I'll clean it after. All I'm saying, Charlie, is that once in a while, just forget about everything that's weighing you down. Think about the things that lift you up.
Where were you? Alright, alright, I guess you have a point. I've been taking a lot of stress on my shoulders lately. Any way you can help me out?
I've got just the thing. Let me fix you a drink.
You fixing me a drink? Now that's a change of pace. Ah.
Cheers, my friend.
And cheers. my friend.
Now let me just put on a bit of. Let me just put on a bit of jazz music.
Jazz music? You talking about blacks? I don't want none of that in my home.
Hey, you don't know what you're talking about. Some of these blacks, they're fine people.
Oh, really? Prove me wrong.
Hey, Ma never wanted to tell you this, but one day a black man saved your life when you were a baby.
What? What is this, huh? Sounds pretty hip.
Nobody, this or the story about
Oh no, what is this? Sounds pretty bad.
one day we were at the shore and you were drowning, but a young black man came and saved your life. Now, how do you feel about those blacks, as you call them?
Who by you? That ain't never happened to me in my life.
By God's sake, you were a baby. You could have damn near died.
Well, well, this ain't sound so bad to me, I must admit. Hey, how about a round of poker, for old time's sake?
I thought you'd never ask.
Shuffle 'em, shuffle 'em. Say, who is this? A white man?
This is Miles Davis.
No, sounds like a good white man.
No, he's actually black.
Say, what? Jump in, Juniper. I feel red in the face. See, Freddy, you and I, once we have a couple drinks in us, we can relate at old times. But, it's one thing we can't relate on, that's the fact that my work is harder than your work.
Well, Charlie, I feel like that's a discussion for another time.
What do you mean?
Well, Charlie, I just don't think that you're ready to have that conversation. What?
Nothing I see. This plasma crap stuff.
Low-key. Here, shall we look at the sheets? What should we give them? Yeah, some bummer that dude stole the skirt from us.
We traded it for this.
Oh, that's, yeah. But retracing it from memory sucked. Jazz. Being unemployed by choice.
Yeah, we're both like, I'm construction and you're.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a city probably.
No, that comes later, but it's like my job's hard, but your job is hard too. Like, so
But I feel like this is where you get unemployed by choice. Or is that the next act?
maybe I'll reveal that I'm unemployed.
Okay, yeah. And that's why you established this.
Yeah.
Should I just leave this here?
Yeah. Well, Freddy, if I must admit, I got laid off a couple days ago. So, even though we're having a fun time playing poker, full house, we're still not connecting because you don't know the half about what it means to be me.
Well, damn, you got me. On the poker, that is. But in life, I gotta say, I've been unemployed for nearly a dozen years.
What does that mean? I thought you were a big shot, going to the city, flying the coop, this and that.
Well, you don't know what it's like to work a job where you don't have a steady. Look, you've been unemployed, but look, I don't have a job either. All I know is if I write these plays good enough, someone might buy them. And even if they're the best play that's ever been written,
something good. You haven't got any ideas?
Look, I've written 1,000 good things. But look, even if I write the best play on earth, someone might not buy it because they're not, because I don't get the chance. And even if that wasn't the case, I haven't had a good idea in 5 years.
5 years? That's about as long as I've been working this dead-end construction job. Say, Freddy! Maybe you're not that bad. See,
Wait, you said job, then a construction job.
God damn it. It's a job.
Yeah, it's fine. Let me get that.
I'm so drunk.
You're good. I'm just gonna take a dump too, so I'm gonna take the dump bucket.
I have to pee. Wait.
Hey,
Bring right here. Right there.
uh,
Where's the pee bucket? Up here?
yeah, it's over there. Good job.
That's. You good?
Yeah, well, I still got this kind of.
Alright.
Mess. We gotta sleep out here.
It's pretty good piss bucket outside.
I'll just test this out right quick.
Sorry guys, just sort of rinsing the piss bucket right now. The fun of drunk Arthur Miller.
One thing I miss about home is like washing my hands. Hey, buddy. Just saying, I miss washing my hands.
Just touching my face. Alright, I think this seems almost
So,
over.
saying, no, that was. I feel like we can skip the rest.
That's the act break, right? Or no, we go to the
Third
will.
scene, the
Yeah,
well.
okay.
My own.
Okay, wait, let's do the last line where I'm like, sit down. You know what, Freddy? Maybe you're not so bad. See. Alright, you sit there. Oh man, what a night we had last night, Freddy. This funeral's bugging out of my mind, but since you got the casket price reduced, it's all alright. I'm feeling good. I feel like it's been a while since we bonded, since I had someone else in the house besides me and Ma. Oh man. What a life we lead. America! It's not.
America, what a life we lead.
America! It's not the same as it used to be, but maybe there's some upsides with this train business. You coming here seems like a blessing in my life. A silver lining, if you may.
Yeah, Charlie. Things,
too. Well, with you and I together, nothing can fail. Is that right? Or am I wrong?
I hope so, Charlie. I damn sure hope so.
Now, what are you reading there with your 4 eyes and all?
You don't want to know about this, Charlie.
What do you mean I don't want to know? I always want to know what's going on in my house.
Well, by God, Charlie, since you put it that way, I'm reading your mother's will.
My mother's will?
Yeah, Charlie, your mother's will. I gotta say, there's some things in here that you might be interested to hear.
What? I'm sure she dedicated it all to me. After all, I was the one who cared for her till her dying day, while you and Pa and everyone else, while in the Bahamas or whatever, living a life in the dream.
Well, that's the problem, Charlie. Well, that's the problem, Charlie. Is that I think that you're not gonna like what you see here. Well, that's the problem, Charlie. I think you're not gonna like what you see here.
What do you mean?
Well, Charlie, your mother, she left nearly all of the inheritance to your first son, Freddie.
Now, Fred, I know you're from the city, going on all these open mic nights, the bright lights, the fireflies in the skies that make you feel like you might be invincible. You might be unstoppable. You might be irreversible. But don't mess with me now, because I know my mother left all that money to me, the boy who spoon-fed oatmeal on the last dying day. I know that money is for me.
Well, then, by God's sake, read it for yourself. I don't want this situation any more than you do, by God's sake. But by God's sake, this is what we have, and this is what we're gonna work with. This is what we're gonna work with.
Yeah, don't do the accent. It's trash. All right. I'll read it just to humor you. Freddie lives on today?
By God, what did I tell you, my man?
You put your meat hands off of me, brother! Quote unquote. You're more of a rat than I thought you were in the first place.
I had nothing to do with this.
Oh, you had nothing to do with this. Let me tell you one thing. You understand me? Don't check your phone. Who is it?
Hey, what's good, bro? Oh, for real? I was mad. We're still in the middle of the thing.
Don't just hang on to it.
Yeah, what are you doing? I'll just text you the address, man. But, no, we're at somewhere we kind of know. Yeah, here, wait, here, you're on speaker, Milo's talking to you.
Okay, 17, 15, Chadford, alright, but it's not. We're in the garage. They don't know that we're here, okay? So just pull up, don't pull up in the driveway, just pull up on the side. No.
Look, no, it's just
hang
here.
on, dude, hang on. We got more play.
No, we got more play, man. Give us like 45 minutes, please. And then pull up on us. But it's
hang up.
I'll text you the address. I think I know it. Are you good? Alright, love you. Alright, okay.
Where were we? Now I don't even remember. Something about it wasn't jazz. Just me being fuck you. The will, something about the will. Oh, okay. You don't know Mother. I was the one spoon feeding her oatmeal while you were sitting in the big city making it rich.
Well, by God, if you think think I'm rich, then you got another thing. You got another thing coming, pal. I don't have shit, and that's all that I know.
Wait, are we in Act 2?
No, we gotta finish. We gotta pretend to finish something. We gotta lift something.
Alright. Well, if you don't understand what's happening, then I do. I'm gonna lift this safe that Mother left and...
Her money's in.
And all the money's in it. That's the end of Act 1. Alright, so now we,
Now you want to do the Evan Hansen thing?
yeah, where's your phone? That's the end of Act 1 of My Brother's Keeper by Arthur Miller. Incredible play. Sorry, we got a little drunk, so...
Okay, here we go. You want me to type it?
So we're going to use the intermission as it's a little bit unorthodox. We're going to use it as sort of a showcase of sorts for the agents out there. So, where's my shot? What are you doing?
I gotta like sober myself up.
Okay. Well, can you not do it while I'm doing my shit? Please stop. Make a lot of noise. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a song from Dear Evan Hansen called Waving Through the Window. I've learned to turn on the brakes before I even turn the key. Before I make the mistake. Before I leave with the worst of me. You don't know reasons to stare. No slipping up if you slip away. If you keep stepping away. Something is messed up with your... Here we go. Sorry. Here's Waving Through a Window, Dear Evan Hansen.
Still going?
It's my rehearsal, yes.
Says 2 minutes remaining. We can just start it again. Should we just stop it?
I've learned to slam on the brake.
No, you do your thing and then we'll
No,
stop.
yeah, well... It's chilling. That's probably chill. Alright, here's my showcase of me singing Dear Evan Hansen. This is Dear Evan Hansen, and this is my showcase. I graduated from NYU Tisch, still Adler, and this is my headshot. And turn on the brakes before I turn on the key, before I make the mistake, before I lead with the worst of me. Give them no reason to stare. No slipping up if you slip away. But no, there's nothing to share. No, I got nothing to say. Step out of the sun. If you keep getting burned, step out of the sun. Because you've learned, This is from Dear Evan Hansen. On the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I'm waving through the window. Try to speak out, nobody can hear, so I wait around for an answer to appear while I watching people pass. I'm waving through a window. Can anybody see? Is anybody waving back at me? Some Dear Evan Hansen. It's start with stars in our eyes. We start believing that we don't belong, but every sun doesn't rise and no one tells you where you went wrong. Step out of the sun if you're getting burned on the outside, always looking in. Will I ever be more than I've always been? 'Cause I'm tapping on the glass. I don't know who'll love me, it'll never last. It will never last. This is Drunk Arthur Miller during the intermission. This is my headshot, if any agents are watching, and I'm singing Waving Through the Window from Dear Evan Hansen. Thank you.
That was sick, man.
Thank you, dog.
That was honestly maybe the best you've ever done.
That.
Okay.
Jesus.
So here's my shit. Like I said, I'm kind of into film stuff. So, I'm gonna find my own damn page. Here we go. What did I Google last time we did this? Film student audition. Submission. Yeah. This one, yeah. Wait, let me get my headset. But anyway, I got back on this first shot is kind of important. It's a film that I directed. This fucking guy.
Insufficient funds for this run.
And this was like honestly the film that got me into NYU, so you see, it's kind of from a woman perspective.
Lost my dog of 10 years. Tired of crying. I need to get out of the house.
Pause it.
I don't know how. So I kind of wanted to get it from a woman perspective because, like, I'm a man, and like women perspective is like underrepresented in Hollywood. So, and she talks about her dog dying, which is honestly something we've all been through. So I just wanted to make it relatable and shit. And I'll keep it going.
Abandoned as a child, sent to a foster home. My great aunt died of a heart rhythm. It's so hard to forget someone who gave me so much to remember.
For real. And that's kind of a funny line, but it's also serious. Wait. Wait, he's crying. Yeah, and then he's just out of it. Kind of fucking lame. We talked about that and everything. I was like, if you're gonna be crying, like, keep crying. Don't just like, ooh. No, man, let's.
You can just say your.
Let me just show him the fucking last scene, okay? For God's sake. This shit is important to me, like. Fuck, I accidentally started it over. And when you're watching this, like, think about it. Don't just watch it. I made this shit when I was fucking 18.
My name is Jenny, and my dad died of asphyxiation last night.
And now I'm 4 years later. I made this shit when I was 18. Literally.
School, please. Lunch line. Here I come.
So that was sort of our showcase for the agents who are watching. Well, let me show my. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Let's see what's in there. And thank you to everyone who's watching. That was
Both
intermission.
actors, he's more musical, I'm more of a film.
Yep. Musical theater, he's fun. So now we're going into the second shot, or second act. Second act of My Brother's Keeper.
Like, honestly, this is the only place things are safe. So.
This is the second act of My Brother's Keeper.
I forgot about this. Wait, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Oh. Right. Look, all I'm saying is we gotta split everything 3 ways. 33%. Me, him, the father. And I don't know what else to say, but all I know is we gotta split 33%. That's the only way that's fair. Okay? And I don't know much, but I know writing and I know Spanish. I'll call you back.
What are you talking on the phone about? Some beatnik shit from the city?
Charlie, it looks like you've had a rough night, huh? Maybe you
Ah,
should go
rough
to bed.
night. Maybe you've had a couple of drinks. That doesn't mean it's a rough night. It's America. But girls are really so. America drives the
America's
bed.
on the terms.
This America anyway, so I can do what I don't please.
Yeah, but sometimes you don't worry about how much that freedom will tie you down in the end.
What are you talking about anyways? With some slick city lawyer.
I was talking about that goddamn will.
That will I don't want to hear about for a second because it's split in 3 ways. Me, you, and my father.
Well,
my
for God's
father,
sake, that was what I was trying to talk to him about.
Ah! Get your meat hands off of me, you city slick. I can feel the pollution coming onto my clothes, making them brown when they were previously white, the purest color. Now listen. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. I'm getting 50 of that money. Or rather 70, because I was there with Mother feeding her oatmeal on her deathbed when you were in the city writing some goddamn play. So I'll get 70, you get 30, and my father gets nothing because he's a rat bastard piece of you-know-what who doesn't deserve a dime if not a penny.
Well, that's what I'll tell you, for God's sake. Well, that's what I'll tell you, for God's sake. And you don't know this yet. But here's a stack of letters that Here's a stack of letters that I wrote to Mother while I was away. And for God's sake, I wrote to her every goddamn day. And you don't know that yet. But by God, I won't let you say that you were the only one who... I won't let you say you were the only one who...
Well, read one to me then.
Mother, By God, I miss you, and you know you must be sick. Yeah, we could turn back on a little bit. And I know you're sick. But I won't let you die in vain. And that's why I'm filling out your dream of living in the big city and doing it all. And how's that for a letter, Charlie?
And then I underestimated you, Freddy. Thought you were no good piece of you know what from the city. Turns out you might have a heart that's not made of coal after all.
Well, I appreciate that, Charlie. But too little, too late.
Too little, too late! Her funeral's tomorrow!
Well, then I guess just too little. Because tomorrow we can go and pay our respects, and we can see Dad in the audience, and we can say, by God, you're a piece of shit, but by God, do I love you, because you're flesh and blood.
I tell you what, Freddy. We can go see my father right now. He lives down the block. Oh, you didn't know that? You didn't know he lived in this town? Well, he does. We can see him whenever we please. I'm just pleased not to. We can see him right now, and I'll show you what our father is really made of. Let's go and see.
This next scene, we were
It's
hoping,
like with the dad, but
we were hoping Sam would come through and maybe read it, but I don't think he's coming, so
it's chill. But we'll just
yeah, that's true.
we'll skip that scene and just go to the next one.
Skip that scene, go into the next scene, which is the last scene.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So what I tell you, same as always been. So what I tell you, same as he's always been. Freddy,
Well, I guess you were right. He's a scumbag piece of shit.
damn
But
straight.
still, goddamn, if he didn't exist, you wouldn't exist.
Because his sperm went to the egg?
And for God's sake, if abortion was legal, if killing babies was legal, which is abortion, you would goddamn be dead.
Well,
Because
I
Mother
hope-
didn't even want us.
Well, I hope it would be illegal, because then this tragedy would never happen. Yes, Arthur Miller's some of his views. But he's still the greatest.
It's still the greatest, but just like abortion. And race.
And race. Well, at least those jacks aren't invading us right now.
Just take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, he's the greatest, so who can hate it?
I guess so. We'll be going to this funeral tomorrow, and it'll all be over.
Yeah, it'll all be over, huh? Well, I'm telling you what, we're not giving a dime to Pop, and that's my final word on it. What, you gonna explode or something?
It's not Charlie. And I guess that now I respect your opinion.
That's what I said.
I talk about the family and Charlie
Yep.
and how it's He said that.
That was...
Sure. Also, Steve,
We got her piece of that girl with her staying in that garage for the week.
well, it's in remission. Or
What's that
kinda- It's dormant. Like, do you see any herpes?
Yeah. All around the gun. It's like a ring.
It's dormant. Okay. Speech about mom. Well, that's the thing about family, Charlie. For God's sake, whether you like him or not, that's your flesh and blood, for God's sakes. And all I know is that whether or not we love him, he's our flesh and blood. For God's sake, that's the problem with America these days. For God's sake, we may not love him. In fact, we hate him, but we still love him because he's our flesh and blood. And this is what I would do because I'm taking the moral high ground here. And I don't care about your down home ways, but the city slicker is always right. And I'm going to take the high road and say that no matter what we do, by God, I still love our pop. Because without him, we wouldn't be a speck of dust in the eyes of God.
Well, here's what I gotta tell you. I got laid off yesterday. So what? I've been holding it in. Laid off. I worked construction for 17 years, all of a sudden I'm laid off. Oh, my mom. So maybe that's been weighing on. But either way, let's turn on the radio, listen to some jazz, and relax. You turn me on to this music of black, and now I'm listening to it because that's how I am. You turn me from someone who's a little behind the times to someone who's ahead of the times. And let's listen to some jazz, some music.
Because we're brothers.
Because we're brothers. Click, turn on the radio. Attention, attention! World War II update. The Japs have invaded.
That's on the radio.
The Japs have invaded. The Japs have invaded! I tell you what! I get laid off. I'm a drunk. I'm a nobody. I got no talent, nothing to say for it, and my mother and father are dead. Well, my mother's dead literally, my father's dead to me. Why do I have to live? I turn on the radio to listen to some jazz that my city slick brother has turned me on to, and I find out the Japs have invaded. Well, I know just what. I'll grab my Ruger, cock it up, and hold it to my dome.
Brother, what are you doing?
I'm gonna kill myself, that's what I'm doing. I'll be dead!
Brother, I beg you, don't do that.
I'll be dead by the time you see me next. Hope to see you in heaven or hell, depending on where Father decided we should go.
Don't do that. Brother, what happened? Oh my God. What do we do now? My mother dead. My brother dead. My father estranged. Wait, I should have said my mother dead. My brother dead. My father estranged. Where do we go from here? By God, if only I could work through this. If only I could get rid of this writer's block that's been plaguing me for 5+ years. Charlie, if only you knew how much I loved you and how much I respected you for being a working class American. Brother's Keeper, Act 1. The lights. My Brother's Keeper, Act 1. There we have it. Alright.
So, any agents for our headshot?